August 4th through 6th, at least 74 people were shot in one of the most violent weekends of the year in Chicago.
Just after midnight Sunday on Chicago's west side, two men shot at a crowd during a block party. 4 people were hit, including a 13-year-old boy. At another scene, 8 people were shot outside an apartment complex. Many of the victims are teenagers. In the Englewood neighborhood, stray bullets hit 2 men working on a pool deck of a home. One of the victims ran inside to call 911.
Interestingly enough, this most bloodiest weekend in Chicago just so happened to occur during number 44, the mysterious stranger Barack Obama's birthday weekend. August 4th through 6th, at least 74 people were shot. Notice the use of the number 11 in this event. 74 victims, or 7 plus 4 equals 11. In a 7-hour period, 40 people were shot. Again, this gives us 7 plus 4, which equals 11. The use of the number 11 is for the purpose of setting the stage for number 11 himself, the Antichrist. The number 11 is important to occultists because 11 is the essence of all that is sinful, harmful, and imperfect. Next, we are shown the number 911 embedded in this event as well. Between 3 p.m. Friday and 6 a.m. Monday morning, 11 people were killed. 3 p.m. and 6 a.m. or 3 plus 6 equals 9. Remember, during this time, 11 people were killed. This gives us 9/11. It is important to note that on 9/11, Flight 11 was crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. It should also be noted that on 9/11, Barack Obama stood at the site of the One World Tower and claimed to be God when he read Psalm 46.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
Finally, we are shown the number 17 in this event as well. As of Friday, at least 1,700 people have been shot in the city this year. The number 17 is significant because in the Italian culture, the number 17 is considered unlucky. When viewed as the Roman numeral XVII, it is then changed anagrammatically to VIXI, which in the Latin language translates to I lived, the perfect implying my life is over. We have seen the number 17 be used in other orchestrated events as well. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was shot down on July 17th of 2014. XXX Tentacion, who was murdered on June 18th, had an album titled 17. Notice the number 17 tattooed on his head. There were also 17 victims murdered and 17 non-fatal victims in the mass shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School. Nicholas Cruz was charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder and 17 counts of attempted murder. Remember the number 17, as we will come back to it later. Since we are on the topic of school shootings, on Saturday, August 4th, in Titusville, Florida, there was a shooting at a back-to-school event. This time, an armed bystander who was licensed to carry shot the assailant multiple times before he could orchestrate another mass shooting, which would most likely have resulted in the deaths of many. Notice this event was held at Isaac Campbell Park at 701 South Street in Titusville. 701 reversed reveals the eerie appearance of the number 17 once again. Titusville is a reference to Titus Tatius, the king of the Sabines, who captured the stronghold atop the Capitoline Hill and eventually became joint ruler of Rome. This information connects this shooting back to the shooting at the Capitol Gazette, the sibling oracles which were kept in the temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill, and the sun god Apollo. Remember the connection to the Sabines, as we will return to it later. When we take a closer look at the flyer advertising this event, we can clearly see the pyramid with the illuminated, all-seeing eye representing Lucifer. Notice this event was held at Isaac Campbell Park. The name Isaac means he will laugh. The name Campbell means crooked, deformed, and one-eyed. This is a reference to a description of the Antichrist found in Zechariah 11:17, which declares, "Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm, and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened." Is it merely coincidence that this event was scheduled on August 4th, Barack Obama's birthday as well?
Okay, everybody settle down, settle down.
The world is subtly being shown the identity of the Antichrist through these orchestrated events. This brings to mind an incident which occurred on October 6, 2010, when the presidential seal fell off of President Obama's lectern and clattered to the stage halfway through the president's speech at the Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Women Summit.
Unless we harness the potential of every American and ensure that their skills match up to the work of the future.
We cannot sustain. Whoops.
Was that my, oh, goodness.
After the presidential seal fell to the ground, Obama declared to the crowd of women, "All of you know who I am."
Whoops.
Was that my, oh, goodness. That's all right. All of you know who I am.
It should be noted that this occurred at Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Women Summit. Fortuna was believed to be the Roman goddess of fortune and the personification of chance events. Therefore, it would seem that through this chance event, Fortune was telling the world that when the symbol of the presidential identity falls away from Barack Obama,
Oh, goodness.
his true identity
That's all right.
will be revealed.
All of you know who I am. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
Before I leave you, let me give you an update on things that have been occurring with me in reference to the coven of witches who have consistently been trying to make contact with me through my business. Recently, I was contacted by a third law enforcement officer. This time, he actually identified himself as such, and he invited me to have my business service a back-to-school event, which was scheduled for, you guessed it, August 4th, Barack Obama's birthday. Needless to say, I declined the invitation. How likely would it have been for a mass shooting event, just like the one we spoke about earlier in this video, to have occurred at the back-to-school event my business was invited to service? I was also recently contacted by another woman using a false name, which means she leans to the left, or in other words, she was identifying herself as being on the left side spiritually, connecting herself with the goat or Lucifer. Matthew 25:41 declares, "Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels." This woman also connected herself with the number 17 through dates and times that she requested from me. Remember earlier, we spoke about the significance of the number 17 in these orchestrated events. Most recently, I was contacted by a wealthy business owner who makes his money by concocting potions for others to imbibe. Obviously, a potion is nothing more than a liquid containing magical and even poisonous properties in order to have some effect on the person consuming it. The imbibing of spirits connects this man to Dionysus, the god of winemaking and ritual madness. Dionysus, as fate would have it, is depicted as a horned goat god. Oh yeah, remember I told you earlier about the Sabines? The etymology of this man's surname comes from the name Sabini, the origin of the Sabines, who were an Italic people of ancient Italy. This man unabashedly connected himself with the number 666 when we spoke through dates and times concerning the event he was calling about. But what is most interesting about this man is the picture I found of him with the famous, well-known billionaire businessman. This is him with Richard Branson of Virgin Atlantic. Remember, after Obama left office in 2017, he spent weeks on vacation in the Virgin Islands with billionaire Richard Branson. This is the second time that I have been able to connect two separate individuals who have tried to get in contact with me through business ventures, who are also directly or indirectly connected to Barack Obama. It has become quite clear that these people are actively conspiring against me because of the information I have revealed through this body of work. I believe that they either, 1, want to end my life through one of their orchestrated events, 2, carry out one of their orchestrated events while I am there and frame me as the suspect, or 3, falsely accuse me of some other crime and send me to prison in order to silence me. Matthew 5:10-12 declares, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." The cogs and gears of this machine are already in motion, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop God's plan. May the Most High deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. Amen.